All right, so here we go. Yes, we got a bunch of brand new updates around Space Marine 2, and we could potentially have some interesting reveals during Gamescom. We also got our very first look at Dawn of War 4. It looks like quite a bit of the community is excited about this one, but also a bit apprehensive as well. I'll explain why in just a moment. Focus Entertainment is looking to the future of the Space Marine franchise. We're talking about Space Marine 2 and Space Marine 3. They just gave us yet another brand new survey. This one is a big one. We'll dive into a little bit more. Plus, yes, new responses from the dev team about Update 10, some very good news about an upcoming weapon, and some immediate unfortunate news, but I think Update 10 will probably most likely alleviate that fact. And as Siege Mode continues on here through the lifespan of Space Marine 2, players are noticing chinks in the armor. We're going to talk about how Focus Entertainment and Saber can solve this problem. And yes, as always, I'm going over your top comments, so leave a comment down below. And if you are new, welcome aboard. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button. All right, so here we go. We got a reminder here from Focus Entertainment from August 21st through the 24th. They will be at Gamescom, and look at what is listed right here, Space Marine 2. Now, I'm not going to overhype anything here, but maybe, just maybe, we'll get some teases as to what we can look forward to with the anniversary update. More on that in just a moment, by the way, which is also going to be known as Update 10.0. But hopefully we do get to see something related to the Tech Marine, at least some sort of concept art. I know that previously in my most recent videos, I did mention that, you know, the Focus team did say that the Tech Marine is definitely work in progress right now. But hey, hopefully we do see something. I'll keep you guys in the know. Now, also, we have this right here. We're looking for your feedback regarding Space Marine 2. And guess what? They posted a huge survey form that you guys can fill out. I will link that in the description below. Now, this survey goes over questions like, what did you think about PvE? What are you playing the most of? Are you even hopping into PvP? And what would you like to see for the future of Space Marine 2 and the franchise? So yeah, now would be the time to be very vocal about your opinion about Space Marine 2, the franchise, and what you would like to see going forward. Because also, yes, this section popped up in the survey about Space Marine 3. And they had a bunch of questions about what you would like to see for Space Marine 3 that would improve the franchise, all sorts of stuff here. I'm still work in progress on what I'm filling out for this survey, but I'm definitely going to be giving my opinion here, and you guys should definitely give your opinion. Of course, I think you guys know how I feel about the Space Marine franchise currently and what they should lean into, but I'm going to leave you guys with like your own fresh thoughts. I'm not going to give too many of my opinions here. You guys go for it. Check out that link in the description below. But you know what? Mentioning surveys, remember this one right here? Yes, there was that announcement that they are looking at contested health recovery. Well, we do have some results from that survey. Check it out right here. 1.6 million for and 960K again. So what does that mean exactly? So yeah, the majority is leaning into, yes, I want contested health recovery to be increased for melee and reduced for range weapons. Now hold up. I think a lot of us would prefer them to actually just buff, of course, melee weapons in this regard and not even touch range weapons. As also stated right here, of course, we have generally just improve it for melee. We can't use both at the same time. So what the F is the point of reducing it for range? This is such a dumbass pathway to fixing an issue that has one of the easiest solutions ever. So, you know, I really do hope that they listen to the vocal majority about this issue and they don't go nerfing one and improving the other. It just doesn't make any sense when the majority of your audience is saying, don't touch ranged weapons in this regard. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? All right, so now it's time to get into those dev replies out on Discord. So we got to start out with the questions from the community first and foremost. So check it out right here. We have, hey sis, is there any grace given from the Emperor of Mankind to Vanguards for the 10.0 update? Great question. I love the Vanguard. And we got a response here. I haven't seen the patch notes yet. Regarding the main content, no, not really. So we'll see how that pans out, of course, when the final patch notes do roll out. But if you guys do want to see any changes for the Vanguard, what would that be? And for my Vanguard mains, where are you guys at? Let me know if you are a Vanguard main in the comments down below. Next up, we have this one. I don't know about a community event I'll ask next week. This, of course, leads into more questions about the community event. Will we see a community event here very soon? We have Please Do. We already passed the Experience monthly event. Now we need helmet and other armor parts community monthly event. It would be really nice if we were kind of guaranteed a monthly community event around cosmetics. I would love to see something like that. Also, we have the follow-up question. What about a community event before September, sister? And the response here, no, that won't be possible, I fear. So that is a total bummer right there. I'm really crossing my fingers that update 10.0, the anniversary update, is going to be a very, very big one. And we have, sis, is Flamer only for heavy class or other classes can use it too? So a lot of people were wondering this. Of course, we're going to be getting that Flamer down the road eventually, but the response is this. If I remember well, one other class will have the Flamer. I'm not sure though. So it sounds like it's leaning into the fact that the Flamer would be going to perhaps more than just the heavy. Crossing my fingers that that is true, because that would be really, really cool if that would be the case. Next up we have, is there a set date for patch 10.0 update, like the game's anniversary? And a response here on when we could kind of expect a release window. And we have early September, yeah, as the confirmation. And another post from Sister Hylia also stating the fact that it would be in the first half of September. So that is going to be when update 10.0 is going to be dropping. At least that's what the dev team is aiming for. And what about this one right here? Sister, do you know if it would be possible to add random time of day and weather changes on missions? Sometimes it rains, sometimes it has fog, or night and day or dawn. And I've stated in the past how much lighting, weather conditions can really change up the look and feel of a map. So I think that'd be really cool if they did that. So the response is this is still not planned. I'm crossing my fingers that something does happen with this in regards to at least some of the maps. I think it would be really, really badass to see some of these maps at nighttime in particular. All right, we have Sister, will we be getting any glimpse of the Tech Marine class at some point soon, or any of the new Champions chapters coming with 10.0 Season 2 in the next community update? Also, hope you had a good rest. And we got the response here. You'll definitely get a glimpse of the upcoming chapters coming with 10.0. For the Tech Marine, I'm still trying to collect assets for now. Not much. So again, it's kind of a bummer. It sounds like this Tech Marine is still very, very much work in progress, or they might be reserving it perhaps for Gamescom, a peek there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens and how Gamescom pans out. Now let's dive into some comments about Siege mode. Let me know if this is happening to you guys. But here's the concern. Please stop leaving the game after Wave 5 in Siege mode. I really enjoyed this mode, but it's getting harder to have fun when almost every match ends with players quitting after Wave 5. It completely ruins the experience and wastes everyone else's time. If you only want to grind quickly or don't have the time to spend 2 to 3 hours in Siege mode, there are other options. You could play with bots or stick to operations, but please don't ruin the match for those who actually want to finish it. And there's some mixed opinions here in the responses where some people say they go in there, they want to grab the XP very, very quickly and then just leave and move on. And others that are saying that they want to go, they want to take it to the very end goal to where, you survive as much as possible, as much as you can, which is, I think the ultimate point of Siege mode. So I think perhaps the rewards should be more intense as you get through the waves, especially if you get, past wave 30 or what have you. I really think they need to up those rewards to really encourage players to stay in Siege mode somehow. Because also you got to consider it is a time investment, even more so than operations. All right, so yeah, some of you guys may be dealing with a problem as well. Check it out right here. Mods detected, but no mods. Hi, I've got this problems, mods detected writing in game and no chance for online gaming. I have no mods, so co-op is completely unavailable. Are the developers going to fix this in the nearest future? And another post here as well. Here is some possible fixes. And of course, you could try reinstalling the game. First uninstalling it, of course. And then one of the big ones that I have seen is if you do have an active VPN, you're going to want to exit that completely. And then someone did say that all they did was switch the tab from operations to single player campaign and then back again, and that fixed the issue for them. So it seems like there are some workarounds here, but I did see out on the Steam forums for Warhammer Space Marine 2 that there were a ton of topics about this, like an overwhelming amount of topics about this issue recently. So yeah, hopefully this can help you out if you are dealing with that issue. So they revealed a brand new trailer for Dawn of War 4 here at Gamescom day one. And yeah, the initial excitement was big in the chat. I could see everyone going W's and very, very hyped. And they cut to the gameplay, and it seems like people were kind of underwhelmed by what they were seeing. They really wanted the graphics to be improved, but it does clearly say work in progress. This is not final quality at all. So I'm thinking that this will improve in time. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, when it comes to real-time strategy games, I'm so hyped for anything in the Warhammer 40K universe. I'm so down for this. You know, I played a ton of real-time strategy games back in the day. You know, StarCraft, Kozak's American Conquest, you name it, I played it. So yeah, I'm hyped to dive into something real-time strategy when it comes to Warhammer 40K. That's how I'm feeling about it. Let me know how you guys are feeling about it. But yeah, when it comes to this gameplay right here, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to work in progress and see how this one pans out. We'll have to see. All right, so now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. And if you are new, welcome aboard. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button to stay up to date and in the know about all things Space Marine 2. But let's dive into this. Starting out with this one right here, we have the one time I really don't like how fast your health goes away is if a lictor or a ravener grabs you. By the time you get up, you have lost all health. 164 responses here. No word if the dev team is going to be adjusting that in the future, but they really should, considering that you guys are really vocal in talking about that one. Why does one need to be nerfed for the other to be buffed? Just keep range the same and increase melee. Yeah, the overwhelming response is just buff. Do not nerf or touch the range. It doesn't make any sense. All right, making us choose an either or for contested health for melee range is fucking stupid. Ranged contested health feels fine. Just buff melee contested health without nerfing range contested. Sometimes the decision making from this team is baffling. It does not need to be either or. 222 upvotes. Once again, the community is extremely vocal about this, but even more so, we have an idea here. All I want is a Space Marine 1 health gain system where executing enemies recovered a small amount of health. Seems like you guys want them to kind of like revert back to what worked in Space Marine 1 and harken back to the days of Space Marine 1. So yeah, if you guys are in that boat, sound off, or do you like the current like health armor system? Let me know. All right, bro, just let us use pieces of the champion packs on all classes, or for the chapters that only got a bum-ass champion pack, go back and give them chapter packs too. Salamanders got shafted getting a champion for a class no one wanted and not getting a chapter pack to fucking fix that. You guys still want to see something good for those salamanders. So, you know, it would be nice to have some goodwill from, you know, the team, the dev team, if they could in year 2, maybe give you salamanders what you guys want. Ah, yes, the bane of every live service game, fixing what isn't broken. Just don't change how it works already. If anything, buff melee, or at least add the buffs as perks so melee builds can be used along with the current meta. So yeah, there's different options. They don't have to go nerfing anything, so I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, I get where you guys are coming from, though. But there's the latest updates around Space Marine 2. Stay tuned here for more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.